Hello and welcome. This is Alex Slucki for the Ascension for the Soul program. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be back. I was 1 week out on vacation, so I feel renewed, refreshed, inspired with so many beautiful things that took place during the journey, and now ready to transmit live once again through Instagram. In English, of course, we had our morning session with Claudia Ramos, who I will introduce very soon to all of you. And it's been such an honor. We had such a great time this morning speaking in Spanish, and we never know what's going to happen because one of the things that I'm doing now, for those of you who are new to this dynamic, is that I'm interviewing people through what I listen to our collective soul dictate as part of the conversation. So welcome everyone. Welcome Seeker of Every Day. Welcome Avinami, Luis Air. Welcome Claudia. So I'm going to bring you into the program now, Claudia. And I think I need your request, Claudia, so I can, go live with Claudia Ramos. Here it is. Okay. So a few seconds more and she will be with us. I'm very excited to do this again. I don't know how many people do interviews in the morning and in the evening. Hello, Claudia.
Oh,
Welcome.
great to be here with you now in English, with English speakers.
Yes, so I'm so happy to have you back on the program. Same day, different time, different schedule, and also different language, different people listening. But welcome everyone to this dynamic. And this is Ascension for your soul. What is Ascension for your soul? The opportunity to bring great tools for you so that you can apply some of this knowledge to your personal life and that you can raise the vibration wherever you are to be able to experience a fuller lifestyle, whatever that means for you. More satisfaction, more love, more creativity, more awareness, more consciousness, so you can endeavor your personal soul ascension. So welcome everybody. And remember, this is in English tonight. Esto es en inglés para esta noche. Bienvenidos a todos los que nos están escuchando. Ya hicimos el programa en español. We did already the program in Spanish in the morning. Y puedes ver el replay en mi Instagram. You can see the replay on my Instagram, but now we're going to endeavor in English. So it's good practice. Es buena práctica.
Sí.
Welcome,
Yes.
everyone. So I want to introduce a bit of who you are for our English-speaking public, and hopefully most of you are. So actually, Claudia is a biotherapist in biological decoding or descodificación, decoding of everything that has to do with illnesses. This is you're certified by Christian Flesch. Is that correct?
It's
You're
correct.
also a physical psychotherapist or integrative physical psychotherapy and energetic core energetics.
Yep.
Also
Sí.
a practical systemic constellator or family constellator, specializing in symptoms, quantum constellation, tantra, hypnotherapist through Ericksonian school, right? And also Brian Weiss therapy of life, past lives. Is that correct?
It's correct.
A healer in spiritual bioenergy and sacred sound. Therapy
Love,
of,
love that.
also a therapist of external energetic interferences and also tantric and shamanic sexuality. That's quite the curriculum, Claudia. That's quite a handful, right? So I have no idea where soul is going to lead us, but I will thank our collective soul for the opportunity of being here and now and bringing forth the information from, I sometimes call it universe. I sometimes call it, as my friend Yvonne, intelligent space. But wherever we are deriving the information from, even from our own souls, which is what I specialize, particularly I'm a soul whisperer or soul channeler for those who don't know me. So what I do is I connect to your soul and derive from your soul the information that you need to know for your journey to move forward, get back on track, or whatever it is that you need at this point. So I'm going to ask Soul to help us in deriving what the theme is going to be today. And there's an insistence on opening
It is?
the space. Yeah, there's an insistence on music, my dear.
Love
And now I
that.
understand
Okay.
why. Sacred sound. How does sacred sound enter your life? How do you apply it in your personal therapeutic space? And what has it done for you, my dear?
Well, I always, since I was a little girl, really fond of music.
Yeah.
I come from also like transgenerational inheritance that that were pianists and music masters and
Musicians?
everything, musicians. Yeah.
Oh.
So I really have loved that,
Uh-huh.
and I know that each of us has its own musical tone, and neither our organs also are always singing, and have their own special, configuration and doing sound. So uh, my life suddenly turned me to the curiosity to get deeper in that field. So I went to study with Jonathan Goldman in
Uh-huh.
USA, and starting to deepen on that therapy about regarding using sound healing and tuning forks and everything. And it's been beautiful because what I found when I was studying and was immersed in that music sound um, introduction, I realized that everything is music, even though when we are like taking a shower, every drop of water has its music, has its sound.
Mm-hmm.
Every step we do, of course, our voice is a unique tone, and it's like our digital sound film that we have, each
Our
of us, and
signature.
our signature. That's true, yeah. And so it's amazing how sound it's really surrounding us, and we are not aware of it until we got in silence and we got tuned with it.
Uh-huh.
And it really surprised me. I love that everything is sound. And what I also found is that sound therapy is the new therapy of the future, because only with sound you can treat cancer and break the cancer cells, or the cell cancers,
Yes, I've
and
I've heard this before. Yes.
yeah, it's beautiful. And also you can repair bones only with sound, with the right frequency, or even how do you say that? I forgot the word in English,
I'll
but
translate it if you
thank you.
want me to.
Aportar, digamos, la multiplicación celular también.
To contribute to cellular multiplication or, yes.
Yes, yes. So I'm
That's
loving that we are going to
extraordinary.
talk about it.
You
Yeah, that's
know,
extraordinary.
I'm not surprised that they wanted to. I said, maybe I'm repeating myself, but you just corroborated that it's not so for the following reason. You know who I was listening to yesterday?
Who?
Jonathan Goldman.
No,
He has
amazing.
he has this music that I listen to through iTunes. It's called The
Hmm.
Ultimate Om.
That's beautiful.
I see that he
I love
has,
that one.
and
Yes.
I listen to that one at least once every 2 weeks, at least once a month. I don't know if he's also the one who created Akshara. Yeah, I think he's the creator of Akshara Weave. But we've listened to this music. He does the chakra sounds, you
Yeah.
know.
So to tune in. Yeah,
And
it's
my
beautiful.
husband, he works with that music through massage, like he's doing the massage and he's using the Akshara Weave technology to raise the vibration and bring more healing to the room. So I'm not surprised. We should open this conversation. I had no idea you worked with Jonathan Goldman. That's extraordinary. And also, you should know and remember that I also have worked with my voice to
Yes.
bring healing sounds, downloading information, downloading vibration. And I used to give these concerts, you remember, that were called concerts to elevate the soul. So it's still soul ascension in some way. And
I still have your songs about your archangels, and I love it. I mean, every time I want to connect with them, I put your songs, and totally I know that they are here, and I can start feeling them. You are a great singer, and you know, like a spiritual, um, how to say that, invoking, you know, the spiritual forces. It's beautiful how you
thank
sing.
you.
I love that.
Well, I'm actually, San Miguel is the place where I'm being invited to sing again. I had kind of
Mm.
stopped, especially after COVID. I said, well, there's so much going on. I have so much to do that I don't think that I should commit to singing anymore because it's quite, it's a big commitment. I would like either I do this or I do that. But when I see your curriculum, I am reminded that we are multi-potentialites and that we should just follow the lead. And this is part of the soul ascension that we wish to endeavor. We should be able to follow the lead of our hearts, the lead of our soul, of our spirit, according to time, people, circumstances, places, as opposed to being so intellectual about it and going like, well, I'm opening this, but I'm closing that, because that's very rational instead of just allowing spirit to speak to us and go like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do now. So I'm just right now open to invitations, you know? So I've been invited to sing 3 times in less than 3 months. It's made my soul
Wow.
happy. I'm soaring with this. It's just very brief interventions. It's not a whole concert. But now I'm considering giving a concert here in San Miguel. So you're all invited. When I post it, I'll let you know.
Please, you should. I mean, that would be. I celebrate that you will start again with that. No.
So in your case, using sound as the power to heal, do you use particular instruments that you're fond of? I know that some people use the didgeridoo, some people use the gong, and they do these sound baths, as they call them. Can you delve deeper into that particular
Yes, I love to.
subject?
Of course, I love to use in my sound healing therapies the sound with using music singing bowls
Ah,
of metal,
ah,
seven metal singing bowls from Tibet.
okay. Ah, the
Also,
Tibetan bowls, yes.
yeah, Tibetan bowls are beautiful, and it really massages the inner body, the cells, the muscles, also our bones by vibrates with those sounds, and it really tunes in the person into a deep connection with their symbolic universe, and of course with their soul. It connects with their soul directly. It goes beyond the ego, it goes beyond the conscious mind. It really leads my client to get in a deep state. And
Wow.
and it's really, it's a really fun experience because they start digamos, looking fractals and mandalas and colors and
Uh-huh.
crystals, and of course
Curious.
guides. It's a
Uh-huh.
beautiful path to let them go deeper in a awakened state, but with their souls. And what I use also, besides the singing bowls, are the tuning forks with different frequencies. I
I
also
love tuning
use my drum.
forks.
Tuning forks are beautiful to repair bones or even tissues also, or repair the muscles, actually. I
Have
use them
you?
as acupuncture in the body. There's like two ways to put them in, like just vibrating with the sound close to our ears, or putting them in the body and vibrating into the bone areas. So all the body starts to vibrate and resonate as a music box. So it's really
Wow.
nice to see it, you know. And my drum, I use my drum when I want them to ground and to connect with the ancestors or with the
Mm-hmm.
mother power, nature, or with warrior. uh, also how to say that, power.
Uh-huh.
I also use a harp,
A harp.
which is beautiful. Uh-huh. I use a harp
Claudia,
also.
I
I
had
love it.
no,
My
I had
voice.
no idea. I had no idea you did all this instruments and sacred sounds. I kind of read your resume, but I didn't like read it, with depth, with full attention, and suddenly kind of jumped back. I know you've worked with other types of therapy, but I wasn't that keen or aware on your work with sound. And I have a very strong feeling, I have to say it now, that when I go to Colombia, we're going to be working sound together.
I
Me with my
love that.
voice,
I would love
your
that.
sound, and we'll see what else. And soul whispering and whatnot, raising the vibration, opening intuition. Would you agree that whenever we use sound, we're also opening up multidimensionally to become not only healthier, but also more creative and more intuitive? Can you see the relationship in your clients and your students between sound frequency and they becoming more aware of who they are, what they want, more aligned with their intuition, more in tune with their inner compass, que es la brújula interna? Have you seen that happen?
Completely, because what the music does is to clear our mind and
Uh-huh.
put it like in a blank space where
Mm-hmm.
everything could happen or can happen,
Yeah.
It opens the womb to our creativity and to
Uh-huh.
really get in communication directly with our soul without interfering or
Wow.
distractions. What
Uh-huh.
the music does is to tunes us in to
Yeah.
focus, no, to with a direction. So it's beautiful, and I guess it's great to put an intention when you work with music or when you are having this sound therapy, to because it really will connect you with your astral, dimensional, energetic field, and with where the magic happens. Because in
Yeah.
our fifth dimensional, where sounds really has its power, is where we can, because our word, nuestra palabra creates, our word
Mm-hmm.
creates. The sound
Yes.
is creation, is
Yeah.
our creation. So in that field, in that magnetic field, or in that dimension, is where
Mm-hmm.
sound gets more powerful, and we can put an intention, and that will manifest in this world, or this dimension of 3D dimension, no, or
Mm-hmm.
material dimension, because we
Yes.
know that everything we think it's real, like this
Yes.
or at a table,
Uh-huh.
actually is vibrating. It's just energy vibrating
Yes.
and sound, no. And when you matches that sound, we could even like trespass the materia, no, the how do you say
Mm-hmm.
that, I
Matter.
forgot that,
You can
the
trespass
matter.
matter. Yeah.
We can
Mm-hmm.
trespass matter
Yes.
when we matches the same frequency. We could actually, when we match our frequency with this sound,
Uh-huh.
no, with our words, because our thoughts also are emitting, están emitiendo también sonido, no?
Yeah, they're transmitting a frequency, yeah, they're transmitting frequency as well. Thought is frequency,
Yes,
of course. Totally.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though when we have seen, when you have a glass of a bottle of glass, and you matches the same frequency of vibration, you can break the glass. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Mhm. So
One of
we
the
can
things
impact
that's,
matter.
as you know, as I listen to you, I also listen to our soul, giving feedback to what you
I
say
love
and
it.
also asking other
Yes, yes,
questions.
please.
And one of the things that is being said right now is that we can rewrite our inner symphony, which will change the frequency of our experience. I'll repeat it because it's
Mm,
very, very powerful. We can rewrite our inner symphony through which we can experience a change in our frequency, or We will
Completely.
transmit a different frequency. And by changing our frequency, we change our experience, we change our timeline, we change our perception of reality. If we can take that to a higher vibration instead of the denser vibrations, then we might experience a change in how we interpret what it is that we're experiencing. We can go from hate to love, or from fear to love, from sadness or desperation, melancholy, um,
Guilt to love también.
guilt, shame,
Shame.
to more love.
Yeah.
And sometimes, yeah, I think that one of the uses we've given to music is cathartic.
Mhm.
Like we were saying in the morning, like if you feel like you want to cry, well, just turn on the volume and use the saddest song ever and cry your eyeballs out. But it's not the only way that we can use music to enhance and elevate our vibration, so we can really be at a very different, synchronistic and more harmonious relationship to ourselves and to the universe. And this is so
Completely.
important, Claudia. That is why it's called sacred sound. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And because we impact ourselves and our ADN or DNA, ADN,
Mm-hmm.
only with creating a new symphony, a new music of us, emanating that to the universe and attracting the same vibration of the same kind of musics to us, because we're vibrating all the time. We are
Yeah.
this musical, walking musical, on the streets. And you are so true. I mean, the love is the highest frequency,
Yeah.
of music or of energy,
Uh-huh.
and fear is the lower frequency. And
Yes.
so, what do you choose to be vibrating so you can attract what you are and what you would like to experience as a reality?
Yeah.
And it's just an election. What do you choose to put your word that will create? Because word impacts and
Yes.
creates all the time.
Of course.
So be careful of what you say about you, what you say about the world, what you say
Yes.
about money, or
Mm-hmm.
health, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what you are creating, just for
Yes.
resonating with vibration,
Totally.
attracting the same. So
And the
yeah, it's
sounds
so
that
important.
surround us that are also sacred. Sorry to interrupt, but I
Yeah.
keep getting this image that my soul is sending me about a video that I saw maybe 4 years ago. And there's this, I think it was a Siberian Husky.
Mm,
These beautiful dogs from Siberia, well, either Alaskan, or it was Alaskan Husky. And there's this baby to its side, and the baby starts crying, and suddenly the husky starts howling. It goes like
wow.
woo, and the baby kind of listens to the howling and calms a little bit down, but it still feels like crying. And then the dog starts howling again and again with a very particular vibration and sound, and suddenly the
Hmm.
baby went quiet, totally peaceful. The crying was gone.
Beautiful.
It was incredible. I just couldn't believe it. And I've personally had the experience of dolphins sending vibration, healing vibration. They kind of scanned my body as I was in the water. And one of the dolphins knew exactly where to send sound vibration to an area where I have spina bifida. I was born
Increíble.
with that. And I used to have more pains in the past, but I've controlled it through movement and mastery, mastering my own body. So I scarcely have any pain anymore. But before it was more frequent. And the dolphin went right to the area where I had the spina bifida and where I had the most problems in my back, and started sending
Incredible.
sound. And I
Incredible.
was so impressed, Claudia. How do they know? How do they know? You know, and Soul is asking if you know about sacred sites that sing. That's the next question.
Wow.
Do you know about
Beautiful.
sacred sites that sing? It's like
No,
la
I would
pregunta
love
en
to know. I mean,
español,
ajá, ajá. ¿Cuáles son
yeah,
los lugares sagrados que cantan?
yeah, which
Ajá.
are the sacred sites that would you say they sing? Because
Well,
Soul is
ajá.
saying you've been to quite a few, but you need to kind of go back there and remember. And where do you feel that the sacred site was singing? The
I
vibration of the
I
place.
will say that the sacred sites of the world, no, like the
Mm-hmm.
Egypt pyramids,
Mm-hmm.
Mayan pyramids,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nazca roads. I will say that, no, because I mean they were built with that very conscious way of be construct
Yeah.
in a mathematical pattern,
Right.
in a geometrical pattern, and which creates music. So what I think also, what I have read is like the Egyptians, how they put their stones to build the pyramids were with
Mm-hmm.
sound. I mean, they were
Mm-hmm.
not using big machines to lift up these
Mm-hmm.
very heavy stones. It was with sound, no? Because when you matches the same frequency, the matter becomes no heavy. It doesn't have heaviness,
Exactly.
no? You can even make them float,
Yeah.
or us too. So, but I would love our soul to let us know, to whisper us which are the sides that sings. I would love to know that.
Well, nature sings all of the time,
Mm-hmm.
and we should know that, and we should pay more attention because sometimes we kind of overlap the sounds that we wish to hear with
Mm-hmm.
the sounds that are being are dressing us, that are wanting to talk to us every single day. You know, like wherever you have more, even flowers, grass,
Mm.
grasshoppers, birds, all kinds of sounds that become sacred because they kind of resonate with each other. And as
Mm-hmm.
it seems, the soul is saying that even mushrooms sing, you know,
Oh,
mushrooms sing, but we can't
beautiful.
hear them because we have blocked,
Yeah.
for the most part, we are like 80 to 90% blocked in our ability to perceive sound just because we fear the silence between the notes.
Mm. And
We
that's
have
what I want.
become.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, if you remain silent
Mhm.
for a 3 days period, it's amazing how you start listening those sounds that you are not used to hear,
Mhm.
because there is the noise of the city or the cars or even your
Mhm.
mind. But when
Mhm.
you get in silence, it's amazing and surprisingly how everything sings. That's what I experienced after Jonathan's workshop after 15 days. Suddenly, when I got out, I mean, everything was singing to me, everything.
Mm.
I couldn't believe my ears. What, when this was happening? I mean, why we lose that uh, intuitive, the sensitive way of hearing things, because everything sings. You know which is the first drum we heard for the first time? The heart of our mother.
Of
That
course.
was our first instrument, the first drum. That's why we got into very um, um, how do you say that? A trance. We get in trance when we start
Mhm.
hearing drums, because it gets us
Ah,
into the remembrance of the when we were in the womb, and
I didn't know that.
yeah, and it relaxes us and it puts you in a deep state of peace
I
just to hear
have
the
been
drum.
told that people who want to reconnect to the energy of the heart, they should listen to the beating of the drum or the bowls. You know, one of the archangels that is called Ishmael.
Hmm.
Uh, Two instruments that he recommends always is like the Native American drum for the nation's drum, and the other one is the bowls, whether Tibetan or crystal bowls, but the
Yes.
bowls have. And one of the things that was described to me in channeling was that at least the crystal bowls, probably the Tibetan as well, the sound starts spiraling upwards
Yeah.
and then it becomes almost like a DNA frequency
Yes.
that connects to your own DNA. And that sound modifies the coding of your DNA so you
Totalmente.
can perceive your experience differently. The codes are there always,
Yeah.
but they're not awakened in us, or they're not aware inside us. So they're not able to produce or provide what it is we need for either healing or introspecting or expanding or creating or deriving the most beautiful emotions that we are capable of experiencing as human beings, simply because we're not using this musical instrument that is incredibly powerful,
Totally.
as you
And
know.
it awakens
Great.
our DNA totally. And our 13
Yeah.
strands could be awakened by
Yeah.
sound. And we could
Yeah.
do the unexpected. We could really work with matter, transform, as Jesus did, no? As
Mm-hmm.
he taught us that it could be possible, no? To
Yeah.
change water to wine, to walk on the water, to awaken our nuestros dones. I forgot how
Mm-hmm.
to say that. To
Our
awaken
gifts.
our
Our
gifts,
gifts and talents.
because
Yes.
they are slept. But if with sound, and we could really awaken all our potential, no, gifts that we have as humans, and
Yes.
light beings in this human form.
Yes.
Actually, it's
Completely. And
amazing,
yeah, the power of sound is extraordinary. And I think that we're
extraordinary.
just kind of, as they say in English, scratching the surface. I just saw like a big glacier, and you only see the surface on the top. And we're just beginning to get a glimpse of that power. Actually, Soul is saying that ancient civilizations were very much
Yeah.
aware of the combination and the power between sound, between stone, how they made. I can see it now. I've never seen this before, Claudia, but I see how there were musicians. This is new to me. This is a vision I'm having. I've never had this before. And I think it was Lemuria probably,
Yeah.
but they're they're sounding some very special instruments directed at a wall, not at a public, at a wall of crystal to
Mm.
sound to make the crystal absorb some of the sound and also reflect some of the sound simultaneously. And they
Mm.
combined it with uh, the effects of natural light, which in turn also combined with the natural hues or the natural colors of the stone itself. So imagine
Mm.
you have an instrument playing against a wall of amethyst, and then you
Mm.
have the sun coming in at a certain hour, and then they're modifying the vibrations to create a spectacular transformational experience, which may have lasted many, many hours. So you can get the full spectrum of all the sounds in all dimensions, transforming. It was like an event. It was not like a concert that we have now, 1 hour and a half, the most popular songs. This was a ritual. And this ritual, it was like sounding the instruments of nature, which resounded with our bodies. It resounded in our bones. It recreated and reproduced more of what our cells would consider to be nurturing energy for our cells. So it was almost like a feeding the soul and the cells through sound, vibration, color, light, echoing, resonance, which
Crystals. Yeah.
crystals,
Beautiful.
and also the rest of the environment was also created by the sacred site itself. Es
That's a
alucinante lo que estoy viendo. I've never
technology,
seen
of
this before.
course. See, porque it changes our emotions. Sound changes our emotions. Sound could turn our organ to heal, to be
Yeah,
tuning with healing energy and forces of energy again. I mean, I
yeah.
remember I was seeing a video of some Chinese that Greg Braden show in some talk, that there was a woman that had a very big tumor of like 5 centimeters in her
Ajá.
uterus. And so the doctors, who were Chinese, like they gathered three of them and they started to sing like
I remember this
a healing
story.
music, you know,
Uh-huh.
and they start singing for like 10
Yeah.
minutes, the same song of healing, and at the same time in tiempo real, in real time,
In real
they
time,
were like in real time they were scanning the uterus of these women where you could see the tumor,
the
and it
tumor.
started to
Yeah.
disappear, and it disappeared completely after this sound frequency, and also the intention, and putting the focus on the consciousness of you are healed, you are healed, you are healed, you are healed, and
Wow.
she was healed. I mean, that's our power, and
Yeah.
that's why Saru Emoto, I love him, because he showed us how our word has power, or to construct,
Yeah.
or to build, to create, or to
Uh-huh.
destroy. No, if
Right.
you sink to the water and I hate you, we could see that will configure it in a
Yeah.
gun,
Yeah.
no, and it really completely put in chaos the structure of the water.
Which
And we are
is
90%
us.
water. It's
Yeah.
us. Yes.
Yeah.
So every time we say to each other, you are so doomed, you are a fool, you are an ugly woman, you know,
Yeah.
we are putting that frequency and that intention in our 90% of water. So
That's
imagine what you are doing
extraordinary.
to yourself or to others.
Yeah.
You are changing
Yeah.
their emotions, you are changing their thoughts, and you are
Molecular
your
structure.
molecular
Yeah.
structure, your DNA also, you are
Yeah.
modifying it, no?
Yeah.
And you are putting your immune system to shut down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Creating more stress through the vibration of sound, but also the voice. No, it's not only what we say. Once I was taking a nap at my parents' home,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to this voice that was so desagradable. It was I didn't like this voice at all. It was just so aggressive to my ears that I couldn't even say hello to this person. I was not judging. I just didn't feel the resonance. It felt very aggressive. And sometime later, this was actually a gallerist, and I said, I really don't like this guy. I had to tell my parents. I said, I don't know how you can do business with this guy. I really don't like him. And well, it turned out in the end they had a major disruptive upheaval experience with him,
Mm-hmm.
like almost like treason. I don't like to use that word often, but he was very treacherous and he did something that he was not supposed to. And I said, yeah, sooner or later, just by listening to the sound of his voice, was incredible. But also, I know, because this is something I channeled for years, Claudia, one of the things, and this is something that I want to share with those who are listening to us right now, one of the most powerful things that we can offer others as a form of love is our ability to listen. The angels have always said that listening is loving. For example,
Mm.
a teenager will not say, You're not looking at me. Maybe they will, but it's like, You never listen to me, is as if saying, You're not loving me. I don't feel love because you're not listening to what I say. So when somebody asks to be listened to, they're asking to be loved, not only pay attention, or it's not about being right or wrong, it's just listening. Lending your ear, as they say, is going to also produce a healing or nurturing experience. One of the
Beautiful.
things that Soul just said, and this is a beautiful, beautiful new sentence. Our soul just said, sound nurturance will never leave us hungry. Sound
Wow, beautiful.
nurturance will never leave us hungry. So if we are hungry for joy or hungry for love or hungry for company or hungry for inspiration, it seems like sound can bring that satisfaction. For example, people who need to hear I love you, which is also leads us to the vibration of Ho'oponopono. You know, these words that we send to at a distance or telepathically or from the intention of our hearts when we say, I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. These few sentences calm our nervous system. Not that I know, Claudia, I'm just, I'm not a specialist in Ho'oponopono or these things, but I'm just listening to how sound is so powerful that it can bring deep healing by simply producing the vibration of certain words, not only because if we can't sing correctly, maybe we won't be able to use sound as a powerful sacred tool in that regard, but we can always say, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
We can always say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We can always say, thank you.
I see you.
Right?
Oh, we are
I
one.
see you.
Also, no, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I get you.
I
I get
listen
you.
to you. I
I
hear
listen
you.
to you.
Yeah.
So Soul wanted you to share if you've had a radical and wonderful experience with group or clients you can remember regarding sound healing that really touched you or was very transformative. Would you like to share some of that?
What I could share is with me, with myself, because every time I work with a client with healing sounds, what they really experience is a transpersonal experience, which
Uh-huh.
they really are moved with it. And, and it really leads them to get in touch with their emotion or with their
Mm.
emotional center.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful. Or they even remember things that they were hidden just with the
Uh-huh.
music.
Yeah.
And you can guide or lead to transpersonal journeys, very
Mm-hmm.
profound. And you have to have an intention as a client and as a
Yeah.
healer. No, where would you like to
Yes.
go, or how would you like to intend this music or this
Yeah.
sound to work specifically in what?
Mm-hmm.
No, so that's beautiful because intention is everything.
Mm-hmm.
As you were saying, I could say I love you, but if my intention is the contrary, I mean, I could say I love you, but my intention could be I hate you,
Uh-huh.
and you will feel it, even though you are hearing I love you, but you could
Yes.
feel and sense the vibration
The
that my
polarity.
intention, my intention is
Mm-hmm.
going through those words,
Yeah.
and that's what the importance to combine intention, no attention, intention, and
Uh-huh.
and sound to create or to destruct. And myself, you were asking me, and the soul was asking me. I really have this transpersonal experience just with sound.
Mm-hmm.
It was really beautiful. Like I would even feel like I was floating on the universe, or being the universe itself that was singing
Mm-hmm.
to me, and I was just atoms molecules, molecules. I don't know how to say that. Uh,
Molecules.
Molecules,
Molecules, yeah.
just dancing with this vast universe that it's in silence, but at the same time, it's giving music. It's the same. I mean, it's not completely. Even the planets when they rotate,
Yeah.
or our sun and our galaxy emits a
Yeah.
particular sound. It would be beautiful. Imagine to hear that movement of planets and suns and multiverse giving this symphony.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it will open your heart because music opens your heart. If that's the intention, of
Completely.
course, no? That's the intention.
Completely. I once had an experience. I was in Toluca, one of the
Uh-huh.
cities we have here in Mexico, close to Mexico City, and I was invited to this summit, como un simposio, ya sabes. And I was invited to give a concert and a conference, but I was going to give the concert, and I met this guy who was behaving really, let's say, cocky, no, como muy presumidito, and just kind of putting off other people and using adjectives that were not very constructive. And I went on stage and I said, okay, this is a song that I channeled or downloaded to open the heart. And I
Mm.
still didn't have the arrangement for the song. I just did it a cappella, no background, no backup or anything. And I sang another one that connects us to our, to our star families, because I also downloaded the song of Akshmiel,
Divino.
which you find in my CD.
Yes, yes.
Uh, I have to put that up on Spotify and whatever, but still, I've been using that a lot because it connects you to the stars and to your star family. When I go back, because he was tending to one of the puestitos, one of the areas, food areas, and he was just helping a friend. And he was bawling. He said, "What did you do to me? I can't stop crying." He went from cocky to completely dissolving that facade. He couldn't stop crying, and his heart like burst open, and you could see the change in his face, how he came back in some way to his essence. It's one of the most powerful experiences I've had because it was so personal.
Wow.
And
Wow.
because he was funny, but he was being very ironic or very sarcastic. And when I came back, he was just like in awe of what sound did to him. And that's the power of sound. Yvonne, you're here, my dear. Hello. Yvonne is here. Yvonne has a beautiful voice, you have to know, and she also works with sound.
Ah,
So we're talking about the power of
awesome,
sound,
Yvonne.
love, vibration, sacredness through music, the vibration of nature. What what would be the message that you would love to share with others regarding either listening or sound? What is it you wish to convey, Claudia, through sound? We know it's healing, but what else do you wish to convey?
What else? Well, actually, the our planet is water, no? And I think that if we really listen, like I don't know why the whales are coming into me, like
Uh-huh.
talk about us. The whales are these big mothers, very ancient mothers that with
Yeah.
sound, they are doing a very beautiful work to elevate the vibration and the consciousness of our planet. They are cleaning all the time the lower vibrations with their sounds, and they are the keepers or the guardians of a very ancient knowledge, because also knowledge could be kept in sound, actually,
Yeah,
uh,
I agree.
our stream blood also keeps all that memory of our lineage, but also with sound. I mean, we
Uh-huh.
could even hear our heart emitting
Yeah.
a rhythm and a specific tune
Yeah.
that the doctors could even read with the rhythm of the heart if we are in a healed state or we are in a um, disharmony state.
Yeah.
So what I would
Mm-hmm.
say, what I would convey is tune in with elevate thoughts, not only for yourself, but for what your intention is for the world,
Mm-hmm.
or what you would like to see in the world in action.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
uh, be careful with your words, how you communicate about yourself and about others.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, be nurturing, no, or nurture with your words, as you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's important because that makes the difference. That's why
Yeah.
we have voice. That's why we have this, no,
Yeah.
to communicate, because it is the only way to let you know that how am I
Mm-hmm.
emotionally,
Yes.
how who I am,
Mm-hmm.
with how what you hear about me, and also about my voice. As you said, we could hear different voices, a very high voices that no,
Uh-huh.
or
Yeah.
very
Yeah. Yeah.
low voices, and
Uh-huh.
that produce an effect on us
Yes.
totally. And our voice of what we have now is not our original voice, because in our voice also that it has its history. Also in our voice is the memory of fear, of our history, of shame or
Yeah.
guilt, and that
Uh-huh.
totally changes our voice. So we have
Mm.
also to work with our voice,
Mm-hmm.
no, to destraumatizar también ese
Yeah.
músculo de nuestra tráquea, ¿no?
Ajá.
Si lo puedes traducir, es importante porque aquí están muchas heridas también guardadas que cambian nuestra voz.
Okay, so there's a lot of wounds, Claudia is saying, wounds of trauma in our voice that we need to unblock. Destraumatizar is to take away the trauma or decodify the trauma, dissolve the trauma in our voice. Yeah,
Totally. So you can return to your original voice.
yeah, when I get angry or I get fearful, I can feel immediately
Yeah.
how my voice starts to constrain like this, like it starts straining, and I have to experience catharsis for it to open up again.
Yeah, totally.
Otherwise, it might derive in some kind of little sickness or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
either congestion, a throat congestion or whatever, and sometimes just crying. Not just, you know, I could sing, but it's not going to come out the same way as opposed to having a real catharsis and allowing ourselves to be natural in that way so we can flow again. One of the things that I've done, Claudia, and maybe you don't know this, that I I developed a system that has to do with note sequencing for specific moments. Like, okay, how many notes do we need right now? And I use kinesiology to see how many notes we need. Which notes do we need? And I also took this from resonance repatterning because I was taught how to combine different elements or different modalities, as they call them. So as we just saw in Lemuria, the vision that I had, if you combine color and you combine sound and maybe you combine movement and maybe you combine a position of your body or looking at the sun or looking at the moon, whatever, that particular powerful combination can create a chemistry that will bring an opening that may lead to either healing or creativity or intuition or problem solving, dissolving the old codes to bring in the new. So
Beautiful. That's
yeah.
so beautiful. I mean, it's exciting actually, you know, that it's a very easy tool that we have. Our voice is our also our digital. También es nuestra huella digital. Also talks about us, no? Our
Yeah.
voice. So
Yeah.
what I would say is sing, even though no, but I don't know how to sing. No, it doesn't. Don't care. Just sing. You open
Right.
this. No, let
Yes.
your soul sing and share yourself with others with your own chant because we have our own chant and
Mm.
also this our voice and this part is connected with our uterus as women and with you with your also with your tu aparato reproductor with your masculine
Yeah, your
um,
penis.
eso. Gracias.
It's called penis.
Josie.
Well, it
It's
does
totally
connect. Yes, of
connected.
course.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we create
Do
also.
you
So
sing? Do you sing,
as
Claudia?
more as you
I've
are
never.
open here, I love to sing. Even when I heal, I do sing. You know, I do chant.
Uh-huh.
I channel chants also,
Uh-huh.
and I
Uh-huh.
love to sing. I mean, even in the shower,
Well,
sometimes
yeah.
in my Instagram, I start singing and dancing, you know, just to express myself.
Yeah.
But I do love it's my passion, actually.
Mm, mm. We need to be able to recuperar, to restore ability, to move, to listen, to
Yeah.
sing, to use our voices, to use this instrument not as something that absorbs the anger and the frustration and the fear. I would really, really highly suggest those of us who are here today and are listening tonight, please, please avoid getting nurtured by that which you don't want or fear. The media, I'm sorry, but I have to say it, I just can't stand people lowering the vibration
Yeah.
through allowing anything and everything to invade their private sacred space of joy with no real motive or reason to do so and with no real purpose but to densify the way we feel, which is not a contribution to you or me or anyone. We can create a lot of joy in this planet, and we are forgetting our ability to be of contribution by simply being in the frequency of joy. You know, what
Yeah.
makes your heart sing? Because our soul was asking everybody, what makes your heart sing? Your heart sings. So what will make your heart sing, which will be a powerful vibration and emanation that you can transform radically your environment, and that is your contribution to humanity. You don't have to be a 300 million influencer to make a radical contribution to humanity. Joy, love, and listening is a powerful contribution. Being at peace is an incredibly powerful contribution. And we must not underestimate the value and the power of that in the comfort of our own homes, right?
Right. I mean, be a sacred musical box, letting your soul to chant, you know, and as you're saying, what would you like to chant of, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to be heard of or
Uh-huh.
hear also? Yes, totalmente.
Well, you know, soul is very surprising, and soul is asking you to chant for 1 minute, if you
No.
will. Let's be an example of imperfect action turn into joy. Would you be willing? As you said, you don't
Okay,
have
let's
to
see
be
what.
professional, but just give it your all. Let's just close our eyes for a
Mhm.
second and be in the chanting with whatever it is that you wish to project through that song. It's going to come out beautiful, Claudia. So just trust
Okay,
that. It's a
okay.
gift to all of us, but soul wants you to sing. So sing.
Ah, ah, hey, na, hey, ma, hey, na, hey, hey, oh,
Ah, soul is saying you just opened your own portals of magic.
Mm, mm.
You just opened a portal for yourself and for everybody else. I don't know what you did. How do you feel?
The chamber of my heart opened totally.
Yeah.
And what I only saw was a circle
And
just
look at my,
dancing.
can you see my head just going like this? This is not voluntary
Yeah.
movement. Yeah, yeah, I can still feel. Anyone here listening? Did you feel the vibration? Can you feel anything moving inside you, your music box inside? It's quite a
And
contribution. It's
everything
so
is
simple.
vibrating. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
it's beautiful. And your soul wanted really for you to dare and do it. Just like this is
I
how
did
it
it.
works. You know, like this is like a grandmother going like, let's go out and dance. And you go like, no, that's so embarrassing. No, 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 no. We have to get rid of the embarrassment, not only shame or guilt, embarrassment. Oh, this is so embarrassing. And just do it because that
Yeah.
opens the doors of possibility. So,
Totally. Totally.
Claudia, that
And I
was
would
your.
love to hear you sing also. I would love to. Come on.
Do you want me to
Give us that gift
do the
also.
Sutramali?
Yeah.
I can do the Sutramali. Okay,
Hazlo,
I'll
hazlo.
do it. Yeah, now we're here. I can feel the joy, you know? Okay, I'll do it like a little low, not to distort the sound. And whoever wants to receive this from their heart, Sutramali is channeled experience that I received when I was in Guatemala to open the heart. I don't even know what the
Beautiful.
words mean, and they've never wanted to convey the words, not to make it rational. So like this. Sutra malina stereo andrema solis vam squaregni andarim estom Sutra malina stereo Antarema suristva
Wow.
So
Ah,
there you go.
thank you.
No, thank to
Wow.
everybody who's been
Awesome.
here. So actually, we're we arrived to the end of the program. It always goes quickly, doesn't it?
I like that. It's amazing. But I love what we create and what came up. It's beautiful, totally different from the morning, and I love that. It was beautiful sharing about sound healing. Thank you. Thank you to our
Yeah.
souls.
Thank you. And thank you to everybody who created this moment because this is a collective creation. It's not Claudia and me just talking. Everybody who comes in brings a part of like a piece to the puzzle. And this
Mhm.
is what the soul bases its desires on. So the questions that arise in this program come from that place of the collective soul that we are
Mhm.
and brings us into unity. So the questions that are answered or the themes that are produced are within the collective's need of either healing or listening or experiencing something. So
Yes,
it's never planned. And I like that. I love that. So,
love it.
Claudia, you also have your own programs and you have your social media. I know that you're in Instagram, you're in TikTok. Where else?
TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, what
LinkedIn.
else?
Okay.
Yeah, with
As
Claudia, as Claudia Ramos Terapeuta.
Claudia Ramos, terapeuta, because I know some of you, the English speakers, maybe you will need the exact words to find Claudia, and you can access either her information or you can ask for personal sessions. I guessed you do your personal sessions,
Yeah,
yes?
sound healing sessions. They are
Oh,
beautiful. So it would be a
my God.
beautiful gift that you can give to yourself.
Yeah.
Really, such a transpersonal experience.
And
Beautiful. I
Claudia,
mean, if you haven't done it, do it.
we're gonna make it happen, my dear. We just
Let's
gotta
do
go
it.
to. We have to go to Colombia and do something together. Maybe I give a concert and you the sound healing, and then we give a workshop of something based
Yeah,
on
let's
me with
conspire something. Let's create something.
yay conspiration of light. Yay! So
Yay.
thank you so much, my dear, for being here in
Thank
the
you, Olaf.
morning. Those of you, aquellos de ustedes que hablan español, los invito a que vean lo que grabamos en la mañana. No tiene nada que ver
No.
con lo que trabajamos ahorita en la noche, nada que ver. Trabajamos tantra, la belleza del cuerpo, la sensualidad, la sexualidad sagrada. Ahorita en la noche, now at night, we did the sound, but in the morning, for those who are Spanish speakers, we talked about tantra, we talked about life, and you know, like reconciliating with life and death, eros thanatos, personal transformation and rebirth. So please join us in raising the vibration with these wonderful episodes. And this is the end of episode 3. And in 2 weeks, I'll be interviewing somebody else. So you're all invited. And please join the program. If you want to subscribe, please do so and share with other people so we might reach more people with this very valuable information. So, Claudia, I love you with all my heart and my
Me
soul.
too. Yo también. I love you.
Uh,
Thank you
and
for
I
this
thank everyone who
beautiful
was here.
space.
Everybody contributed. Please know that. And I hope you
Thank
felt
you.
that your soul was engaged in this conversation and asking the right questions, the perfect questions, so we have the perfect and most beautiful experience as a collective, as individuals as well. So thank you, my dear. I will be posting this so everybody can see it on replay whenever they want.
Thank you.
Okay?
Good night.
Blessings to everyone. Bye. Good
Blessings. Bye
night.
bye.
Take care. Ciao.